Hello, my name is Joanne Lockwood, and I want to raise awareness for Mental Health Awareness Week, which is the 18th to 24th of May in 2020. I'm conscious that we live in a world right now where we're all going through our own journey with our own mental health. Some of us are maybe oscillating between good days and bad days. And one thing I know most acutely, even in my own situation, that each day can be different. Some days I'm good, some days I'm bad. But taking this current situation away, I've been through various stages of my life. Like us all, I'm 55 years old. And there have been times where I have needed to draw on all my internal resilience that I have in order to succeed. When I was younger, I lost my job at the age of 18, and I felt my world was going to end. Ended up having to move back in with my parents, which, having been away for several years, wasn't a great thing. And then later in life, I lost my job through other reasons, through a company merger. And again, I had a family and a house and children and expenses to cope with. And I found that time in my life very stressful, very difficult to deal with. And again, somehow I managed to pull myself through that. And then into my 40s, I got myself into a large amount of personal debt through various reasons, through my businesses at various stages failing. And I had to support myself and my family at times where I had very little coming in. And at those times, I felt really, really weak, and I felt really, really ashamed of my debt and the fact that I didn't know, I could see no way out of this. And at some point, I also made the decision I needed to transition, a gender transition. That in itself was something I'd held inside of me for many, many years and caused my own mental health to suffer. I was in dark places. I went through a phase where I struggled to get out of bed. I struggled to perform. I struggled to deliver my responsibilities as a company director and owner of a business. And I was acutely aware that I was becoming a person that was grumpy to be around. I wasn't approachable. I was being probably not nice to the people that worked for me. And I then realised that I needed to change my life considerably. I needed to put some of this behind me and maybe face up to some of these things that I'd been hiding. So that the debt, my gender identity, and the struggles I was having with my family. So fortunately, and I am very privileged to say that I have a mindset where I'm able to talk my way out of it myself. I'm able to move from despair. I learn what I can't control. I learn what I can't influence, and I learn what I can accept. And I do what I can do without feeling that I'm trapped with no choice. But that I appreciate is a privilege to have that thought process. So 4 or 5 years ago, I announced to the world that I was trans. And 2 or 3 years ago, I did something about it. I sold my business to my business partners. I exited that. And there I was on the 1st of March, 2017, with no business, no income, a gender identity that was brand new, a career that I'd had for 30 odd years in IT had come to an end, and I had no idea what I was going to do next. And I did. I laid in bed, crying, unsure of the world, for a good month and a half. But I will always thank several of my friends. These friends checked on me, they phoned me up, asked me how I was doing, they kept an eye on social media to make sure I was okay. And one of these friends came round to see me at my home. I'm not sure to this day whether my wife preempted it or they just came off their own back. And we had a chat, and I started talking myself into business language again. If I was now a self-employed business owner, I had to come up with my plan. I had to have my life plan. I had to decide where I was going to go next. And so from that day, it gave me the strength to actually map out how to get out of this despair that I was in, out of this situation where I couldn't function, to a place where I started to build relationships again. I started to make new friends. I started to expand my network. And I found that the world was embracing me in a way I'd never experienced it before. I found that extremely, extremely powerful. And the last 3 years of my life have been absolutely amazing. The love I felt, the strength I've had from others, and the support I get from the network, my friends, my new friends, and my old friends has been actually incredible, second to none. So when I entered this COVID crisis, like many others, for me, I lost all of the income, all of the work that I'd accrued, over the last few months, they disappeared early March, like most self-employed people. My accounts are such that I can't claim much from the government. I'm not entitled to much of a subsidy. But fortunately, my wife and I have some reserves. Again, we're in a lucky position. So I decided that I could either get really upset about this, or I could put my positivity head back on again and plan out in the same way I've been doing for the last 2 or 3 years, just reinventing myself again. So I'm lucky. I've got to the point now where I've rebuilt what I'm trying to do as an online offering. My network and my friends around me are amazing, and I have the support and love of my wife and family. So when I think about Mental Health Awareness Week, I know that I've had some dark times. I know that I've had some bright times, but I also know that I can trust myself to pull myself out of it, which I appreciate is a luxury and a privilege that many don't have. So whatever your situation, whatever your needs, I wish you the best of luck in this week, and please share your stories, because I think unless we're all vulnerable, unless we share our own mental health journey with others, there won't be any appreciation of different people's identities. So thank you very much. My name is Joanne Lockwood.